Once upon a time in 1971, you guys made a game called Computer Space, which was the first game to get a commercial release. Other games existed, but they were stuck in universities on mainframe computers almost as big as your mom. So Computer Space is a big deal, but not as big as Pong. Which the same two guys based on a game included with the Magnavox Odyssey. Rob Bear didn't like that too much, so he took him to court. But while that was going on, Pong was blowing up, and everyone in America wanted to make Pong. Some of them even distributed Pong to Japan through their business partners, many of whom decided, maybe we should make games too, so they made games too. One of them was Saito, who made Pong again. This was also the year Rikichi Kawasaki founded a computer electronics company called Shinihan Kikaku. You'll want to remember them, they're our main characters. Then this guy Kenzo Tsujimoto founds a company called IPM, but that sounds like IBM, so they changed it to IREM. Jumping ahead in 1978, Taito made Space Invaders, which got even bigger than your mom. Kawasaki saw Space Invaders and decided it was time for SNK to start making video games, and they made video games, starting with Micon Kid. If you played Breakout, then you played Micon Kid without even knowing it. Tsujimoto saw Space Invaders and decided it was time for IREM to make Space Invaders, so they made Space Invaders twice. Oops, it bombed. Alright team, who's responsible for this? You! Shit. So the guy at the top was held responsible for his own decisions for once. Then SNK made Space Invaders again, except it wasn't Space Invaders, it was Osmo Wars, which was a conversion kit of Space Invaders, so it's actually its own game. Then they made more games like Sasuke vs. Commander, one of the first games to have boss fights. Kawasaki then decided that SNK should be called SNK, and they made even more games like the first scrolling shooter with multi-directional aim, the first arcade game with the continue feature, and Space Invaders again. That's cool, but what's IRM up to? The new president just hired Takashi Nishiyama, while the old president was making his own company with blackjack and hookers. IRM didn't care, they were just happy Nishiyama was making Kung Fu Masters, the very first beat 'em up. Oh shoot, wait, Nishiyama's a Capcom now. Let's go back to SNK. Oh god, they're going bankrupt. Never mind, Tank did well, we're okay. Then they repurposed Tank to make Ikari Warriors. It was gonna be a Rambo game, but they couldn't afford it, so they took a guy from Tank and made him not Rainbow. They also made Athena, and that led to Psycho Soldier, which had the first in-game soundtrack with a vocal song. Have a listen. Then a company called Alpha Denshi started making games for SNK, and it's around this time at Capcom that Nishiyama made Street Fighter. No, not the popular one, the opposite of that. But SNK hired him anyway. He knew arcade games were super expensive, and that encouraged piracy. So he came up with an arcade system that ran cartridges like a home system. That made the games cheaper. We're in the 90s now, and so is the which was dummy powerful. But Nishiyama saw an opportunity to make something closer to what he wanted to do with Street Fighter, but couldn't due to hardware limitations. And with Street Fighter 2 pretty much taking over the world around this time, the fighting game market finally existed, so SNK struck while the iron was hot with and its protagonist, Terry Bogard. If you know anything about SNK, it's probably this guy, because he's been in everything. It was popular enough to get some movies, a sequel, and a prequel in the form of Art of Fighting, which is the first game to feature super moves. Alpha Denshi is now ADK, and who's that over there? Why, it's Yasuyuki Yoda, debugging Fatal Fury Special, and updated the sequel that added Ryo from Art of Fighting as a secret boss, marking the first fighting game crossover. That SNK went hard with that idea with KOF 94, the first game and will become their biggest franchise. That's a good source of money, but you know what else is a good source of money? Having a home console on the market that isn't the most expensive one with the most expensive game cards ever made. Hey, that PlayStation thing is coming out soon, and CDs are cheap. Let's make a system that uses those. Sure, you can finish the rest of this video in the time it takes to load one match, but we're still Mexico's third biggest religion after Dragon Ball football, so we'll be fine. Want to make a theme park? Actually, 3 theme parks. Did I say 3? I meant 4. We make it 5. Hi there, who the hell are you? We're Nazca. We'll let Tyron form our own company. Girl, that is such a mood. You want to make games for us? Bet. How's the Neo Geo CD doing? Die! Well, damn, okay, but the Neo Geo is looking kind of crusty with these 64-bit systems pulling everyone away from the arcade, so let's make it for the arcade. You know what else it gets like? Playing on the go. How about making a Neo Geo you can fit in your pocket? A Neo Geo Pocket, if you will. Screw it, do one in color too. Well, look at that. Oda's playing Garo Mark of the Wolves and Nishiyama's producing a Sonic game. How foretelling. How's the 64 doing? Die! Want to try another theme park? Hey, are you guys doing okay? No. Dang, want to make some crossover games? We do one and you do one? Sure. Hey, now who the hell are you? We're a Pachinko company here to corporate take over you. Oh, does that mean you'll fund to publish our games for the foreseeable future? We were thinking more along the lines of completely dismantling you so we can focus entirely on slapping your IPs on our machines to get your audience hooked on gambling. And screw that, I'm gonna go and make more Sonic games. Well, this is a precarious predicament. How's the crossover going? You made a ton of money. And where's our cut? Look, you kept all the money on your game, we'll keep all the money on ours. Want to make another one? With one team and what money? Thanks, need to be a team player. So Capcom made CVS too, and by this point, Doctors had called it mission accomplished after making KOF patchy slots. They sold KOF to ELF, and Kawasaki made a new company called Brettsoft, so ELF hired Brettsoft to make KOF. Then they made Playmore and used it to buy Brettsoft and all of SNK's IPs, but not Dimps, they were still making Sonic games. Hey, Odyssey, sup? Still making KOF patchy slots? Yep, but I own KOF and I didn't give you permission to do that. Yeah, what are you gonna do, sue me? Oh damn, he actually sued me. While that was going on, Playmore rebranded to SNK Playmore and made more games. Like SSC Chaos, which is still the last crossover fighter either company made with each other. For now. Seriously, stop teasing me. They also bought up 80 Keys properties because that company shut down too. Die! Great news, current company president Koichi Toyama finally won that lawsuit against Aruze. Great! So we got everything for the Pachinko games made using our IP? Yep, all 5.6 billion yen of it. 5.6 billion yen off of Pachinko, you say? You say something, Mr. President? Oh, how about you use some of that money on a new arcade board? Something that isn't 14 years old, you know? Start making Pachinko games. You also got KO's 10th anniversary this year. Want to do something for that? Yeah, sure, whatever. Did someone say a new arcade board? We just made one last year. Want to make games for it? So they make games for it. Great news again, Mr. President. Maximum Impact is the best-selling KOF in America. Wait, America's by KOF now? Apparently, yeah. Cool. How's the sequel doing? Die. Think of how we didn't already announce a bunch more sequels, right? Right? So they canceled all those except for the Japanese exclusive Regulation A. You wanted to see me new company president, Soichiro Hosoya? Do you call every new president that the first time you meet them? Look, the MI series ain't doing so hot. What's the status on the new mainline KOF? The one with the HD hand-drawn sprites that take over a year per character to complete? What? It's doing fine. We just need another couple years. We can't afford another couple years on something like that. KOF 12 dropped a year ahead of schedule, and boy did it show. 13 released when it was supposed to, and it did better, but not enough to make up for all the time and money spent on both games. So the new president, Ryo Mizufune, was like, alright, this whole video game thing's a money pit. Let's take this Pachinko. So that's what they did, and Masaru Ohata became the new president. Oops, not anymore. Back to the old new president. And this is just depressing. Hey, you want to take this company off my hands? How does 63 million sound? Done. So SNK Playmore, not just SNK, was owned by Leo, who actually wanted them to make video games. Which is a smart idea with all these new laws making Pachinko less profitable. Remember Yasuyuki Yoda? He's the head of SNK's fighting game division now. And he made KOF 14. It looks like a PS2 tech demo, but SNK isn't scared of making games anymore, so they're getting their name out there. Mine's in DOA and then in Senran. Geese is in Tekken, Terry's in Fexel, and now he's in Smash. Haru's in Soul Calibur. Wow, with so many eyes on us now, KOF 15 will definitely... eventually be a hit. And it was. Hey, SNK, we just made a huge sale. What'd you sell?
You!
What?
Salam alaikum.
We just bought you for $600 million. Wow, how'd you afford that? Blood money. Oh, also we're giving you 10 times the staff so you can make way more stuff. Okay, let's get cracking. And as of 2024, that's where SNK is today.